welcome viewers to another episode of Red Flag. Today, we're talking about socialism and the current capitalistic system that we have. I'm Ezra Otieno, your host, and let's get the show started. So guys, what's your take on socialism and how do you compare it with the current system of capitalism? Please.
Well,
You can introduce yourself first.
good point. Thank you, Ezra. My name is Lewis Maganga. I'm a socialist. In my opinion, I think socialism can be viewed as a higher system, a higher form of development that human beings can and should advance towards. When you compare it with the current system, as Ezra put it, it is a situation, or it is a state whereby the people move to a kind of society that is based on the technological advancements that they have achieved, based on the scientific knowledge that people have progressed towards. When you look at our situation right now, we live in a world where we produce goods and services, or generally commodities, in abundance. But what happens is we still have billions of people who live in utter misery, people living in poverty, and yet we can produce, we have the means of producing livelihoods for everybody else. So I think for us to bring our production or our economy in harmony with the society that we have today, or in short, to put it more clearly, if we are to survive as the 7 billion human beings in the world right now, we must move to another system. We must move to a higher level of production and of distribution of goods. That higher system should be based on the people who produce. The people who work are the ones who should appropriate the products of whatever they produce. So in my opinion, that's what socialism is, and that's what the world should go towards.
Yeah. Do you agree, Kiendi?
Yes, in a socialist state, compared to the
Do you want
current,
to introduce yourself?
my name is Martin Kiendi, and I am a socialist. I agree with what Lewis said. In a socialist state, as compared to a capitalist state, the production of goods would be by the government, and in such a case, we would not witness some of the things we are witnessing today, like inflation. In the capitalist state, which is basically profit-oriented, we've had cases where a few group of people use others for their own benefit. But in a socialist state, we would have better provision of state or facilities by the state, since things are not controlled by a group of few people, but by the state itself. Thank you.
Thank you. Bitinho, do you have varying
Of
opinions?
course. Thank you, Mr. Ezra. My name is Edwin Betinyu. I'm a socialist. I'll start by giving a small definition. Socialism is the common ownership, and it should not contradict the principle of a society upon common ownership. As a matter of note, Ludwig von Mises says socialism is the most important critical examination ever written. It's about dividing resources in a community for everyone's good. Thank you.
Well said, well said. To meet you, Fred.
I would like to make a reference from a very common book by Karl Marx. It's Das Kapital, and volume 1. There's a theory, it's called the labor value theory,
I've read it.
which predicts that, or rather suggests that labor should be equivalent to the price of commodity. Once you've done labor to produce commodities, and we know that commodities run the economic aspect of a country or the growth of a country. So if you can produce labor, meaning it should translate to commodities, which should translate to wealth. Meaning in a socialist system, it's actually the workers who produce labor and commodities and wealth that will control the organization and the production of such things, which will now bring about a very nice system unlike this system today of capitalism, where people who don't produce labor at all
Exploitation basically.
have the whole wealth. Yet those who produce a lot of commodity are the poorest. So I think to contradict the current system, socialism would be the best replacement of itself.
Do you agree, Modi?
Okay, I'm Modix, okay. I believe in socialism, and I'll say that socialism, as I believe, is a win-win situation for the people, for every member, every citizen of a country. Let's take it this way. A situation where the government or where the state is in charge of education, it means that there will be no private schools, and the condition, the state of schools, state of education facilities in such a state will be good, will be up to standard. And this means that every person in that country will enjoy that education. And it's the same to the health sector. It's the same to various sectors of an economy. That's why I still maintain that it's a win-win situation for both the people in authority and the people represented in such a country. And it's a situation where every person feel that they are members of that country in equal measure. Yes, that's my view and my take on socialism.
So from all your views, I can see that we can all agree that socialism is the way to go. And exploitation of workers is what is ailing this current system. We need a system whereby everyone will get full value for his or her labor. And I think you viewers can judge and probably will choose socialism over the current system. Anyway, thank you for watching today's episode. Visit our social media pages at Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also subscribe to our channel at Red Flag Kenya on YouTube. Thank you.
Unapenda kufanya hivyo.